More amendments? Jeez, how many times did we have to fix the Constitution? Well, quite a bit it turns out. This chunk features some really important ones that deal with what it means to be an American citizen. Welcome to Learning with Sprayberry, where we make social studies fun, easy, and educational. Today we're hitting up another chunk of amendments to help you better understand your rights as a citizen. Today we're going to cover 11 through 15. Now, in previous videos I've given you the complete text of the amendment and then explained it. In this section, and pretty much all the following ones, I'm going to give you the simplified version and then explain it. The reason is because these amendments get really wordy and I'm going to get lightheaded if I try to read them aloud the way they're written. Amendment 11. This amendment places limits on the power of the courts. So, a citizen of one state can't sue another state under federal law, or a citizen of another country can't sue a state. This provides some protections to the states to make sure that they're not the victims of frivolous lawsuits or suits that don't apply to. Amendment 12. This amendment deals with how we elect our presidents. See, originally, way back in the day, we didn't have political parties. So everyone who wanted to run for president just ran. The first place became president, and the second place became vice president. Imagine the problem this caused. Imagine if Trump had won the presidency, but Hillary the vice presidency. I shudder to think how they would ever get anything done. Well, this amendment changed that. Alright guys, so I messed that one up. What the 12th Amendment says is it doesn't say that the president is elected with the vice president. What the 12th Amendment actually says is that the president and vice president are elected separately. Now, because we have political parties, most of the time the guy running for president picks his vice president and they go with it. But that wouldn't always necessarily be the case. But it still does help eliminate that whole president and from one party and vice president from another, because they generally get elected together. Sorry, my bad. Amendment 13. This amendment comes after the bloodiest war in U.S. history. Out of all the casualties from this war, 100% were American. I'm talking about the Civil War. This war dealt with slavery, states' rights, and nullification. All of these are terms we're going to get into a later video. But after the war, Congress ended slavery. For southern states to re-enter the United States, they had to ratify this amendment. It banned slavery and involuntary labor in all its forms. Many people think the Emancipation Proclamation did this, but in fact it only freed slaves in the states that were actively rebelling. But since they'd already decided they weren't listening to Lincoln, it didn't actually do so much. Amendment 14. This amendment follows pretty logically after the 13th. So we have a whole new group of people living in the United States. Freed slaves. Are they citizens? What rights do they have? Where do they fit into society? Well, the 14th Amendment tries to clarify all that. Anyone born in the U.S. or naturalized is a citizen. States aren't allowed to make laws that are designed to take away these rights. This also includes clauses explaining that if you weren't part of the rebelling states' legislations, you can't be a representative. It also says that the U.S. government isn't responsible for the debt that the rebelling states racked up while trying to leave. Basically, it says black people are citizens, and the mess you made is yours to clean up, southern states. Amendment 15, Section 1. The rights of the citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States, or by any state on account of race, color, or previous conditions of servitude. Now, I know I said I'd summarize it, but this one's really short and important. It guarantees voting rights to everyone, regardless of race, color, or previous servitude. This means you can't be denied the vote because you're black or you used to be a slave. You'll notice it doesn't mention gender, meaning that black men have the right to vote before women of any color. The purpose of this law seems pretty straightforward. Give people the right to vote. But many states quickly found ways around it. Some states put in literacy tests because former slaves were forbidden to read. They couldn't pass the test and therefore couldn't vote. Or they passed laws that said if your grandfather was a slave, you can't vote. Because this law doesn't directly address your servitude, he was free and legal according to the law. This goes to show how hard it is to legalize equality. People will always find a way to limit rights if they choose. So, what do you think? Does Congress do a pretty good job of defining what it means to be an American citizen? Let me know down in the comments. If you like what you've seen or found it helpful, click like. If you want to see more, I've got new videos every Monday, so hit subscribe and make sure you catch them. Ring the bell so you don't miss out on any new information. Thanks for watching Learning with Spray, where we make social studies fun, easy, and educational. Thanks.